Hello, YouTube. What's good? It's your boy Rocha here. And as you can see, the San Francisco 49ers pulled out a Week 1 victory. They marched into Tampa Bay, and they broke the road losing streak and their East Coast losing streak. San Francisco 49ers won by a total score of 31-17. It was a fun game to call. I did it on my channel, Sir Cardinals. So if you want to watch the replay, go ahead. But this game was a really fun game to call. And let's get straight into breaking it down. So, we're going to start with the defense first. The defense was the best part of this damn game. The defense showed up and balled out. They, as you can see, they only allowed 17 points. That was great. Jameis did not have a great game. The run defense, the pass offense was pretty freaking solid. The run defense was all right. Quan Alexander, who had a solid game before he got ejected in the first for a helmet hit the head. I agreed with the call. Some people didn't. I did. But after that, the run defense kind of went down. So I'm intrigued to see what the run defense is going to do with a full game for Quan Alexander. Fred Warner was great. If you guys don't know, Fred Warner was great. If you don't know who that is, he is our star. Going to probably be our star linebacker. He was great. He led the team in tackles. Forced a fumble that was recovered by Ronald Blair, I believe, in the first quarter. Tre'Davious Moore, who's starting at safety, and he should be our starting safety the rest of the year. He was solid. He broke up a 4th and goal play that was huge at the time because it would have made it a one-possession game. Actually, I think, in fact, might have actually made the Bucs have the lead. And had he not dropped the pick, he would have took it 100 yards for a pick 6, but he was good. I love what I saw from his first start. Let's see. Let's talk about the pass rush. The pass rush was freaking phenomenal, man. I think the pass rush will get even better as the weeks go on, but Nick Bosa, D Ford, Arik Armstead, they had great games. Nick Bosa in his debut, he had 2 QB hits. He had a sack. He was freaking phenomenal. Him and D Ford also had a sack. He almost sack. He almost had a forced fumble as well. They had 3 sacks combined, I believe. No, 49ers had 3 sacks combined. 1 from Armstead, 1 from Bosa, 1 from Ford. But Bosa and Ford off the edges had pressure on Winston all day long, and up making Winston throw 3 interceptions, which, by the way, guys, is more interceptions in one game this year than they had all of last year. So that just shows what the pass rush could do for you, including 2 pick 6s. We'll get into those in a bit. But, yeah, 3 sacks, 1 from Armstead, 1 from Bosa, 1 from Ford. Those 3 had pressure all day long. Like I said, off the edge was Bosa and Ford. Up the middle was Armstead. Buckner had some pressures too. But man, oh man, this defense was great, guys. The pass rush wasn't too great, but they got the job done. I just think that this pass rush can get even better as time goes, as games goes, as the defense gets more chemistry. And I cannot wait to see what this defense can do in the future. Let's talk about a couple corners, shall we? Richard Sherman got his first pick as the San Francisco 49ers, finally well-deserved, and it was a pick 6 to get the 49ers their first touchdown. Jameis overthrew his receiver. Sherman picked it off, ran it back for a pick 6. He had an up-and-down game. He actually had, 3 penalties on him? He was all right. I hope he gets better. But finally, Sherman gets his first interception as a 49er, and it was a pick 6. Let's talk about my opinion, my player of the game, Ahkello Witherspoon. Man, did he have an amazing game. He shut down Mike Evans. Mike Evans only had 2 receptions for 26 yards. He had at least 2 pass breakups, and he had the pick 6 that was forced by Bosa, Armstead, and Ford. The game-winning, sealing pick six with 2 minutes to go left in the game that made it 31-17. He had an amazing game. Like I said, he is my player of the game. Witherspoon, if he can continue to play like this, we have ourselves our future corner. This is his third year in the league. I expect him to have a big year. So, yeah, there we go. That's the defense. Let's get into the offense. Jimmy G, of course, we got to start and talk about him. He had an all right game. He was 18 to 27, 166 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. That pick six, he was all right. But, guys, he did have 3 touchdowns called back, 2 on the same drive. So Jimmy G could have ended up with 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. But he was all right. He wasn't stepping up in his throws. He was throwing off his back foot a lot. He needs to step up in his throws. He was overthrowing a bit. But he was all right. He had a touchdown pass to Ricky James Jr., and it was a nice over-the-shoulder bomb for 40 yards. Loved what I saw from that. He needs to pick it up a little bit, but he was rusty, so we're going to give him a break. But I think we'll be just fine with him at the helm this year, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, the pick six was terrible. He stared down Tevin Coleman, and easy pick six by Vernon Hargroves. When he had Deebo Samuel wide open, I understand maybe the play was to go to Tevin Coleman, but he stared him down from the get-go, and that was an easy pick six. You can see it coming as soon as he left the ball. But overall, Jimmy G was all right. Needs to be better. Like I said, he had 3 touchdowns, including 2 in the same possession called back. So we'll see what we got from him next week when we go into Cincy. Run game was all right. It got better in the second half. Moser, Breida really opened up the run game in the second half that led the 49ers to secure the win, run down the clock. I loved what I saw from them. Tevin Coleman was all right. He did have a nice big game, but unfortunately, looks like an ankle injury. We don't know to the extent right now. He's going to have an MRI today. Probably out at least a couple of weeks. Jeff Wilson Jr. will be called for the practice squad. Wide receivers were all right. Let's see. First, Mosett had 9 for 40. He had a touchdown called back. Matt Breida, 15 of 37. Tevin Coleman, 6 of 23. Wide receivers, Ricky James, 1 reception, 39 yards for a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 3 for 37. That's about it, man. Not much there for wide receivers. They're all right. Deebo did have a fumble. So, and that cost us 3 points at the end of the half. But it was his first game, so I expected jitters. Let's talk about the offensive line. They were not pass protection-wise. They were all right, pretty solid. But man, Mike McGlinchey had an awful, awful game. Not in the pass-wise, he was fine. But he had 3 big calls, big penalties. One that led to the pick six. Another took away, I believe, the Raheem Mostert touchdown. He needs to get better. I think he will. The penalties that they need to stop, man. Like I said, 3 touchdowns called back by, I believe, 2 holdings and a pass interference. The penalties need to stop, man. They clean up the penalties. The offense is going to get going. That's another reason why the offense could never get going. They could never get the momentum. They'd have a good drive, then boom, a penalty would drop them back and couldn't score it, man. Yeah, but McGlinchey, he needs to get better. Wide receivers, I want to see more from them. Pettis it sounds like he was still dealing with that calf injury, so we'll see what we get from him. Kittle, he had a solid game, 8 receptions, 54 yards. He had 2 touchdowns taken away. 2 beautiful touchdowns, too. He could have had 2 touchdowns in this game. I'll continue to look for him to do even better. He's going to have another solid year. But yeah, like I said, penalties cost us a blowout. This game should have not been close. 49ers probably could have put up almost 50 points in this game. But overall, I love what I saw from today. Defense was freaking amazing. 3 picks, 2 pick sixes. More picks in this game than they had all season last year. Offense needs to step up a little bit better. Penalties, if they stop, the offense will only get better. That's the only thing that stopped the offense from being really good today. Like I said, they could have had 3 to 4 touchdowns. Only 1 injury. Robbie Gold looked like he went out limping, but I think it was just a cramp. Only 1 injury, which is freaking fantastic. That's Tevin Coleman. He's not a huge loss. He'll be out a couple weeks. We'll promote Jeff Wilson from the practice squad. We'll be fine there. Breida will be the starter. But yeah, overall, I loved what I saw for the 49ers. Offense, defense will only get better. This defense, mark my words, will be a top 10 defense. This offense will be a top 15 offense. But yeah, once again, the final score 31-17. I loved what I saw for the 49ers. They only can get better. I look forward to the game in Cincy. Should be a fun one. They held their own in Seattle. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. What you guys thought of the game. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that sub if you're new. I'm 7 subs away from 500. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you guys have a great day. 49ers will be in Cincy this Sunday. Hope to see you guys in the stream. Have a good one.